Welcome back to NaturalOne, the channel that's like a carnival prize. It's fun for 5 minutes, and then you realize you just wasted your time and money for something you didn't really want. Today, we're kicking our way into the spotlight with the one man who can land a nut punch and make it look like a red carpet event. Johnny Cage. Hollywood's most dangerous leading man is bringing his ego, his sunglasses, and his perfectly choreographed spin kicks straight into 5e. So get ready to strike a pose, because when Johnny enters the fight, the spotlight follows.
I only need one take.
Johnny Cage's stats look exactly like what happens when a B-list action star accidentally becomes Earthrealm's frontline fighter. Let's see how that translates to 5e. We're starting with a 15 in strength, because Johnny Cage doesn't do light taps. He does nut punches that make gods flinch, and uppercuts that send people into the next stage. Next up is a 14 in charisma. He's a walking headline with a Hollywood smile. Even when he's bleeding, he finds the camera. If there's a crowd, you can bet he's performing. A 13 in dexterity means he can land that shadow kick with enough flair to make Scorpion roll his eyes. Clean flips, unnecessary spins, and a perfectly timed crotch punch are all part of the brand. We've got a 12 in constitution, because Johnny can take a beating from literal monsters, get back up, and still throw out a one-liner about residual checks. He may bleed like a man, but he recovers like a franchise lead. A 10 in intelligence is fair. He's not reading ancient tomes, he's reading contracts. If the solution isn't kick it, it's not really his problem. And finally, an 8 in wisdom, because this is the guy who trash-talked Shinnok, mocked Sub-Zero, and called Goro 4 arms, no talent. And somehow he lived to brag about it.
You know, the movie. Tiny girl, ginormous alien.
Johnny Cage is about as human as they come, which is honestly wild considering how many Elder Gods he's annoyed. Variant Human gives him a bump to strength, getting that to 17, and dexterity getting that to 14, because every roundhouse kick needs good numbers behind it. We grab the athlete feat, since Johnny doesn't just move, he parkours through life in sunglasses. Plus, this allows him to do that jumpy uppy thingy that cool guys do. You know, the one where you're lying down on your back and then boom, you're up. I never could do it. Whatever. We'll also grab the perception as the variant human skill, because even Johnny needs to see when someone's winding up a punch. For the background, we're going entertainer, because Johnny Cage is legally incapable of doing anything quietly. This gives us acrobatics and performance proficiency, plus a disguise kit and a musical instrument, which I assume he uses to play his own entrance music. If there's a spotlight, Johnny's already in it.
It's showtime.
Johnny Cage is not eased into a build. He kicks down the door, ready to go at it. At Bard level 1, he gets Bardic Inspiration, which is just him yelling his own name like a movie trailer. Athletics, Persuasion, and Intimidation proficiency nail the action star vibe, while Vicious Mockery covers the trash talk, Blade Ward keeps the face pretty, Heroism keeps him on his feet, and Silent Image summons his stunt doubles. If Liu Kang gets a dragon, Johnny gets more Johnnies. Level 2 gives him Jack of all trades, because of course he can do all of it, even if he shouldn't be doing it. Song of Rest plays like a montage of his best moments, and Charm Person explains why the crew still lets him back in after every decision he makes. At level 3, he joins the College of Swords, because no one commits to a bit like Johnny Cage. Dueling, Blade Flourish, and expertise in performance and athletics make every punch look like it had a special effects team dedicated to it. Mirror Image is the mirror match classic. Too many cages, not enough patience. Level 4 pushes his strength to 18 with the Crusher feat, and adds True Strike, the best cantrip in the game. No questions. Gift of Gab is just Johnny being Johnny. Why do I feel like I said that line before? By level 5, Font of Inspiration makes him his own hype man, and Motivational Speech gives the team the pre-tournament pep talk. It's usually just him talking about himself, but Johnny Cage doesn't just enter a fight, he sells the tickets. At level 6, he dips into Barbarian, and that's not battle rage, that's the fight me bro energy he brings to every tournament and every fight. Rage is the part where he yells his own name mid-combo, but most importantly, we grab Unarmored Defense, because covering up those pecs with armor would just be a shame. Level 7 hits with Fighter, because Johnny watched Liu Kang throw hands once and decided he could do better at it. Unarmed Fighting Style turns every punch into a Mortal Kombat arcade sound effect. Second Wind is him brushing off getting uppercutted by a 4-on monster like it's bad press. At level 8, he picks up Action Surge, which is literally just Johnny shouting, "Cut!" one more time, before throwing another punch.
Save a distressed damsel? Sure thing.
Level 9 is pure fan service. He goes Psy Warrior because Johnny Cage has been throwing glowing green energy balls since Mortal Kombat 1. Protective Field is a dramatic block pose, Psionic Strike is that beautiful uppercut with the green flash, and Telekinetic Movement is him sending someone flying across the arena like he's in a stunt wire rig. Level 10 bumps Constitution to 14. The man has been punched by demons, kicked by ninjas, and roasted by Sonya Blade. He can take a hit. Now his stats are working on catching up. Level 11 gives Johnny Extra Attack, which is just another way of saying Johnny Cage combo. He's not throwing one punch, he's doing the full uppercut, green flash, and victory pose before anyone else can blink. At level 12, we bump his Constitution once more to 16. The man takes hits like someone who's been uppercutted into spikes and still came back for the sequel. Level 13 powers up the Psy Warrior side with Telekinetic Adept. Psy Powered Leap is Johnny launching into the air like the slow-mo wire stunts from his old movies, and Telekinetic Thrust is the perfect recreation of him yeeting someone clear across the screen with that smug grin. Once again, at level 14, we bump his Constitution to 18. At this point, Johnny Cage isn't tanky because of training, he's tanky because he's too stubborn to stay down. Level 15 brings Indomitable, which might as well be called Sequel Contract. You can beat him up, but Johnny Cage always comes back for another round. Level 16 gives Johnny Guarded Mind, which is basically him putting on his sunglasses and deciding he's too cool to be mind controlled. Shang Tsung can try, but the Ego Shield is impenetrable. At level 17, he picks up Extra Attack, turning every round into a full-on Mortal Kombat combo string. Uppercut, green flash, flip kick, shadow kick, pose. Level 18 bumps his intelligence to 12. Johnny Cage isn't a genius, but he's been in enough tournaments to know when someone's about to sweep the leg. Also, it makes the Psy Warrior stuff better, but that's not lore enough for you guys. Level 19 gets him Indomitable again, because you can knock Johnny down, but he'll get up again. You can never keep him down. But mostly because the franchise won't let him die. Level 20 finishes strong with a Charisma boost to 16. Johnny Cage wins fights because he punches hard, but he sells the moment because he's a star. Fatalities are cool, autographs are forever. And I'm not just saying that because I'm bad at fatalities. That just also happens to be the case. Why are we still here? Can we move to the next section, please?
We are sexy bitches.
This is goddamn ridiculous.
Johnny Cage doesn't just show up to the fight, he gets top billing. Let's see why he's still around after so many combats, with a K. He comes with his own hype train. With bardic inspiration, heroism, and motivational speech, he can keep the whole party juiced up like they're about to walk into the tournament stage. With solid charisma backing behind it, Johnny turns basic support into a full pre-fight promo. He's also got that nasty arcade combo. With extra attack, psionic strike, and action surge, it makes his offenses feel like a classic Mortal Kombat corner trap. Telekinetic Thrust adds control, stacking damage and positioning like a well-timed juggle. And you know he's got to secure that sequel contract. Between Rage, Indomitable, and a large Constitution, he can be frustrating to drop. He's built to take hits from things that end other characters' arcs. Then he dusts himself off and throws sunglasses at the camera. He's also got that expert press evasion. Things like Mirror Image and Silent Image, Shielded Mind, and Protective Field make it harder for enemies to pin him down, turning him into the equivalent of a mirror match nightmare. He's slippery, flashy, and annoyingly hard to hit. Exactly how Johnny Cage likes it. Even Johnny Cage has his off takes. Let's see where this build might need a take too. He can rage quit at times. Rage locks out most of his bard spells, so he's forced to choose between doing full-on cinematic combos or casting illusions. He can't mix both styles seamlessly. One or the other. Never both. He's also a one-trick movie puncher. The build leans hard into physical damage and flashy bursts. If a fight demands deception, utility, or crowd control beyond throw him across the stage, Johnny may struggle. And I can't keep making Carl Urban builds. I mean, we just did Billy Butcher. Now it's Johnny Cage this week. I can't keep making Carl Urban builds. I swear to God I'm gonna lose it. Someone's gonna have to stop me before I end up statting out Ymir and that guy from Thor with the 2 guns. Please, please, I can't take it anymore. Well, that wraps up our sunglass-wearing, nut-punching, one-liner factory that is Johnny Cage. If you want a build that struts into initiative like it's a red carpet, shatters skulls like it's opening weekend, and still finds time to weak at the camera, Johnny's your man. If you liked watching us give D&D the Cage treatment, make sure to nut-punch that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell before he sues us for using his likeness. And if you want this build and every other one we've ever made, you can grab them all for free on our Patreon. No soul-stealing sorcerer required. Drop a comment with who you want to see next or your thoughts on the build, and until then, we'll catch you on the flip side.
What did you do, Johnny? Just what you asked. Not what I meant by the split.